So I'm late to the party on this one, folks. The Everton points deduction. Honestly, I've been that busy today, I didn't even hear about it till about, 5:30. No, maybe a little earlier. My lad mentioned it to me. I said, "Did you joking?" I said, "I've not heard anything about it." He said, "Oh, aye." He said they were discussing it on TalkSport this morning. Now, it's weird because it's the first time in weeks that I've missed the start of the old Jim White show there with Simon. I tape it on a daily basis, listen to the headlines at the start. If there's anything I want to listen to or comment on here, I do. If there's nothing on there that interests me, then obviously I don't. But I always listen to that first 10 minutes. Sometimes it's later, often it's later in the day because I'm out. But I always listen to that first 10 minutes to see what they're going to be discussing on each individual day. And today, for some reason, it didn't tape. So I didn't know what they were discussing. But I'd seen the internet, but I'd not seen anything about Everton. I was really shocked. So they've been deducted 10 points. As you know, or those that follow the channel that know that I comment on the Northwest football in the main on a regular basis. I have stated in the past that my son-in-law and grandson are massive Everton fans. And I mean, my son-in-law's a huge fan. His lad's got no choice in the matter. His lad's only 7 and he's been brought up a blue. It could be worse, he could be brought up a red. Liverpool red, by the way. I don't mean Manchester red. No. No, as I say, he's been brought up a blue. Son-in-law loves him. No doubt he'll be gutted. I've not had a chance to speak to him yet. But I look at the table and I believe before the points deduction, they were about 9 points from the drop zone. I think now they've gone into the drop zone and they're 2 from safety. I would suggest if it's going to happen, it's not a bad time to happen. It's early on in the season. Gives them plenty of time to sort things out. I think they were on something of a reasonable run. I heard people on the radio only the other day, or on the TV, it may be, people much cleverer than me, let's sort that out, that looks a mess, much cleverer than me, saying that they thought Everton had probably now top half the table this year, because they think Dyche's doing a great job, and he looks to have got his stamp on the team there, and he looks to have played some reasonable football. They're certainly grinding out some results. So I don't think they've got anything to worry about. Now, I don't think they'd have made top 5 or top 6. I think the only chance they'd have is in probably a cup competition, and I don't think they're ready for that. So I think the big thing this year was consolidate, especially after Ken Wright's passing and the stadium underway, and they've had this transfer embargo. Consolidate for a year or 2, and then hopefully get some new investment and push on from there. So I don't think it'll kill them this year. I don't think they'll go down. I don't think they would have done. I'm almost certain they still won't. They probably won't win anything. They'll do well to get mid-table, but that'll be a result. And at least they'll have had the medicine and they move on next year with a clean slate. I think it would have been much worse for Everton had it happened last year. If it happened last year, they'd have been down. There's no doubt about that. So I think it's early enough in the season to sort it. Obviously, it's upsetting for them. But if they've broken the rules and those are the rules, teams need punishing, which takes us on to firstly Chelsea, but more importantly Manchester City. We're all wanting to know what's going on there. You've got to think to yourself, well, if Everton have got 10 points, what are City going to get? I mean, they're even talking of taking some of the cups and the leagues off them. Well, that's just folly. It's happened now, isn't it? They've been champions, they've celebrated it. Taking them off them means nothing at all, really. All right, in the history books it might mean something, but no, it doesn't mean anything, really. But it's weird, isn't it? You just get the impression Everton, the smaller Northwest team, City, the much bigger Northwest team, the gargantuan team, with all that money behind them and all that power and all the best in lawyers to defend them, they're obviously going to defend it to the hilt. And if in the end they do get found guilty, and really you'd think there'd be no other outcome, but they're doing their best to put that off. But even if they do, you're thinking, they're not going to get anywhere near the punishment deserving. Surely they're not. But I'm pretty certain from what we've read in the past and what we've seen, they've done a whole lot more than Everton have done. A whole lot more. So all you've got to say, in the interest of fairness, if Everton are the benchmark for the Premier League and City do get found guilty, what's going to happen to City? We'll wait with bated breath, but I think it'll be a matter of probably maybe even years rather than weeks or months until we hear about City. Because as I said, they're defending it to the hilt. They're determined it won't be decided anytime soon. They could win about another 2 or 3 leagues and a couple of European Cups. I know it's not called that anymore. I'm still a traditionalist. They could win all manner of things before they actually get found out, couldn't they? Well, they've been found out, I think. But before they suffer a judgment call, before the sentence is passed. Because, as I say, they're pushing it into the corner all the time. They don't want it to go all the way, do they? They really don't. Anyway, let's see how it goes. But yeah, it's a shame for Everton. Shame for my son-in-law. Massive shame for my grandson. But I think they'll be okay. As I say, it could have been worse. It could have been last year. They wouldn't have wanted it then.